What do animals think? Animals are smarter than most people would guess. Baboons know everyone's voices within its 80-member troop. Sheep can recognize and remember individual faces. And great apes and even monkeys can form concepts. Humans are also not the only creatures to display insight. This is shown in an experiment done by psychologist Wolfgang Kohler in 1925 with his chimpanzee Sultan. He had given Sultan a piece of fruit outside of his cage, out of his reach, a short stick, and laid a larger stick by the piece of fruit. After a while of Sultan trying to get the piece of fruit with a shorter stick, he laid it down, and Sultan realized that he had to use this shorter stick to get the longer stick, and then could use the longer stick to get the piece of fruit, which shows that they can figure out things and have insight. And chimpanzees are shaped by reinforcement when they solve problems. Forest-dwelling chimpanzees have become natural tool users. They can break off a reed or a stick, strip the twigs and leaves, carry it to a termite-bound fish for termites by twisting it just so, and then carefully removing it without scraping off many termites. And some animals can also display a numerical ability. This is shown in an experiment done by Tetsuro Matsuzawa in 2007, as he showed a chimpanzee a bunch of numbers on a screen, and the chimpanzee was able to put the numbers in order. This is also shown with Alex the Great Parrot, who can tell you how many objects are on a table. Chimpanzees have 39 mobile customs related to tool use, grooming, and courtship. One group may slurp ants directly from the stick, while other groups pluck them off individually. One group may break nuts with a stone hammer, another with a wooden hammer. Or they can do many other things that show cultural diversity. Like humans, chimpanzees invent behaviors and transmit cultural patterns to their peers and offspring.
All animals communicate. For example, vervet monkeys have different alarm cries for different predators. They have a barking call for a leopard, a cough for an eagle, and a chuttering for a snake. Hearing the leopard alarm, other vervets climb the nearest tree. Hearing the eagle alarm, they rush into the bushes. Or hearing the snake chutter, they stand up and scan the ground. More examples of animals communicating is when honeybees do a dance that informs other bees of the direction and distance of the food source. Dogs have an immense ability to understand humans. For example, a border collie named Rico can fetch up to 200 items by name. Psychologist Kaminsky in 2004 asked Rico to find a new toy he's never heard of before among a group of familiar toys. Even though Rico did not know the name of the new toy, he still picked it out through a process of elimination. This shows animals' comprehension and communication. Case of the apes. Gardner and Gardner taught a chimp sign language. The chimp's name was Washu, and she could use 132 signs, and she could even create her own sentences, though not taught those exact sentences. For example, she knew the words for baby and drink, and when she saw a doll floating in her water, she said, "Baby in my drink," which shows that apes can develop some syntax on their own. But there are some skeptics that don't believe chimps exhibit language, they just exhibit communication skills because they want a reward, or because it's very difficult for apes to learn different signs, unlike, for example, children who learn dozens of new words a week, while apes have very limited vocabularies. And then Savage Rumbaugh in 1993, and she is the one who proved that chimpanzees can learn to comprehend syntax, and they can speak with a grammatical skill of about a 2-year-old. But there's still much discretion between different psychologists whether apes really can use language or not. And, for example, Descartes believed that all animals are living robots and that they can't learn language. And that's the end of our presentation of animal thinking and